There may be explicit language in today's episode. Viewer discretion is advised.
For those of you who don't like football or live somewhere with absolutely no internet whatsoever, the NFL draft has concluded for this year.
Done.
All 7 rounds. I was down on the North Shore for the first round this past Thursday. It was awesome, except for the fact that I paid $45 for 2 beers.
Yes.
We will not talk about that any further. Anyway, this is the first round. Pick team and player selected. So pick 1, number 1, first round, first pick, number 1 overall pick. The Raiders select Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback out of Indiana. No one surprised there. Number 2, New York Jets taking David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech. Little bit surprised he went number 2 there. I was expecting an Ohio State defensive player in that spot, personally.
I know a lot of people wanted Arvell Reese there.
Yeah.
But I think David it just sucks he's on the Jets because now he's gonna stink.
Yeah, he is a much more established true pass rusher, and that's what the Jets need, so it makes sense. Number 3, the Arizona Cardinals, who the entire league forced to stick and pick in this spot. Reach out and take Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, number 3 overall. This
great pick if it's like 20th. You know, he's the best running back in the class by far, but he's just not a top 3 guy. Even in this weak class, like we said.
I was expecting like a number 7 to Washington in that Cliff Kingsbury style offense type thing.
Yeah.
With Jaden Daniels. Anyway, that did not happen. Number 4, the Tennessee Titans selecting Carnell Tate, Ohio State wide receiver. Very, very, very good pick for the Titans, in my opinion.
I didn't think he was going to be the first off the board, though. For whatever reason.
Which is fair.
I think he's the best, but whatever reason, I didn't think he was going to be first.
For whatever reason, a lot of people didn't. They thought he was, like, slow for some reason. I don't know.
I think he's, plug and play is going to do great.
Yeah, get Cam Ward a weapon, finally. All right. Number 5, New York Giants select Ohio State linebacker Arvell Reese, because apparently the Giants don't have enough edge rushers on their roster already. Now maybe he'll actually play true linebacker for them. I don't think that's his best position. I think he would be better off getting into an NFL training program and gaining some weight and becoming a true hand in the dirt edge rusher / TJ Watt style off ball linebacker. But I guess we'll see.
They're probably thinking about putting on some weight for one of their guys they already have and sticking him at D tackle now they got rid of Lawrence.
Maybe. I mean, because Dexter Lawrence is gone. Like, I don't know, though. Like, do you try and get Thibodeau to put on some weight? Like, he can't edge rush for nothing anyway.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's an interesting one. Number 6, in a very, very, very surprising move, the Kansas City Chiefs trade up from number 9 to number 6, swapping with the Cleveland Browns, and take LSU corner Mansour Delane. There is your Trent McDuffie replacement for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not what I was expecting whatsoever. I was not expecting a move up from them, period. I was expecting them to stick and pick at 9 and take someone like Ruben Bain or David Bailey. Unfortunately, Bailey went 2, so very interesting selection.
They were convinced that's where Washington was going, and they needed that bad. That's my only thought.
Well, if that is the case, Washington next at number 7 probably very happily stood there and decided to go with Sonny Styles, the Ohio State linebacker. A true off-ball linebacker, if I've ever seen one. This guy can fly in a gap and stuff a run. blow up a pulling guard or an ISO blocking fullback. Like, this dude can stuff a gap. He can play coverage. He can break up passes. He can level hits on receivers running routes crossing over the middle. He's unbelievable. He really is. Great pick for Washington
top
there.
7 Ohio State guys this year. That's good.
Then,
that's a good crop from them.
Immediately following that, number 8, Jordan Tyson, the Arizona State wide receiver. Going to New Orleans Saints. Interesting one.
When you have the oldest and one of the worst defenses in the league, why you go wide receiver first round blows my mind.
I don't know either. Next, number 9, the Cleveland Browns trade back 3 spots, gain a 3rd and a 5th round pick from Kansas City in exchange, and still get the exact same guy everyone thought they were going to take, which was Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle from Utah. It's exactly what Cleveland needed. Great business. Gain 2 picks, pick the same guy anyway. Like, you can't do better than that.
Nope.
Next, number 10, the New York Giants trading up with where I believe this was the
Dexter Lawrence trade.
This was the Dexter Lawrence trade. That is correct. So with the 10th overall pick acquired from the Dexter Lawrence trade, the New York Giants selected Francis Maui Noah, the offensive tackle from Miami, which means Evan Neal can finally rest in peace.
Yeah. It's over. It's done. It's okay, dude. This is hanging him up.
Maybe they can let him play one position now if he continues to be on the roster. Number 11, the Dallas Cowboys, who I believe moved up for this pick. I believe they were originally sitting at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember at this point. Like, these 10 through 13 were all traded in some way, so they were all
they swapped
flipping around
like crazy.
So the 11th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys hit a absolute Rowdy Tellez style grand slammer against the New York Mets and take Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. Fantastic pick by Dallas.
Yeah.
Your defense needed help drastically. You just got yourself a field general for your entire defense right there. Number 12, potentially one of the most shocking picks in this entire draft. The Miami Dolphins selected Caden Proctor, the Alabama offensive tackle. Trust, I get it. Bro is ginormous.
Oh.
Like, diabolically huge.
6'6", 350 is...
But drafting him at 12, where I think most mock drafts, I saw him at like 28. A little crazy. Speaking of crazy, the LA Rams at pick 13. Holy cow.
Blows my mind.
Me and the 3 Browns fans in front of me collectively lost our minds when the LA Rams used the 13th overall pick to select Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson.
What do they know that we don't?
Sean McVay always knows something about unassuming white quarterbacks, dude. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. What do they know? Because for the most part, I can look at it and point to something. This, I cannot find anything.
This is what I'm going to tell you right now. This kid is really smart, and he went on Gruden's QB class, and he handled the West Coast play calling really, 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 really well. So I would not be surprised if McVay is a fan of that, and for God's sake, this kid gets to sit behind Matthew Stafford this year, who is now going to enter effectively 2020 Aaron Rodgers mode, which means he's probably going to throw for 5,500 yards and 60 touchdowns, win the MVP, and win the Super Bowl with an average score in each playoff game of like 35-plus points.
We'll see. It's insane, man.
Moving on from there. Number 14. Oh, EJ's frozen. Hold on. That's my internet.
Back.
Yep, that's my internet because the clouds are out, which means my internet stops working, apparently.
Ravens.
Picking again, I think the person everyone expected them to pick.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend to know how to say his name.
Oh, yeah, he goes by Vega, so it's Vega Ioane, the offensive guard from Penn State. I was sick to my stomach. I really thought they were about to take Ruben Bain here, and I was going to be so angry. I was gonna be so angry because me and the Browns fans in front of me, we were like, "Oh my God, the Ravens are either gonna pick Ruben Bain or they're gonna pick Mekhi Lemon. They're gonna get one of them, and we're all gonna hate ourselves for the rest of eternity because
Yeah.
the Ravens, for like the 18th year in a row, get to sit there in the first round and pick BPA, and it'd be amazing I almost swore every time.
Yep.
Speaking of Ruben Bain, next pick 15, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ruben Bain, who was not feeling the walk up whatsoever, now gets to play with a chip on his shoulder.
The man was pissed off. And you know what? Let me tell you what. Tampa Bain is going to go so hard.
Tampa Bain is so
Oh
hard.
my goodness. The T-shirts print themselves.
They really do. 16. This was the Jets' first round pick that I believe they obtained from the Colts in the Sauce Gardner trade.
Yes.
Number 16 overall, a guy who I thought could have gone for a few picks. I thought Rams could have made sense. I thought Bucks could have made sense. Number 16, the New York Jets make a good decision,
I like
in my opinion, and
Really
select
like it.
Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq, who more than likely will not play a true tight end role. He is essentially a ginormous receiver that's also quite fast.
They're
So
going
he
for
will
the Kyle
probably,
Pitts deal here.
yeah, exactly. Number 17, Detroit selects based on pure need, and I think is a great pick. They take Clemson offensive tackle Blake Miller. Number
It shocks
18.
me that only 2 offensive linemen have been taken up until this point in the draft.
Well, we're about to get a run of them here, pretty much.
I
Of
know. That's
offensive
what I
and
mean. Is
defensive
like
line.
the back half of this first round, they're just spoiled with offensive line talent.
Yeah. 18, Vikings take a guy who I'm not overly familiar with, Florida defensive tackle Caleb Banks, but I think he'll be pretty solid for them.
He's another
Number 9,
big MFer.
another big MF.
Yeah.
Number
6'6",
19.
320.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Number 19, Carolina makes a great pick in my opinion. Georgia offensive tackle Monroe Freeling, I think, is a great offensive line prospect.
Plug and play.
He's just another one. Number 20, Philly trades up from, where were they at before this? I forget where they were. They traded up to 20,
I believe
right
they're
in front of the Steelers. Do you know where they were?
20. I don't know if they had a first rounder.
They might not have.
Yeah, they did not have a first round pick this year. They traded into the first round, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
No. I lied. They traded up with Dallas. The same thing
they
that
were
they
at
did
23.
last year when they took
Yep.
Kenyon Mitchell from me when I really wanted the Packers to draft him.
Oh, so this was the pick that the Packers sent to Dallas for Parsons,
Yes.
and then Dallas sent to Philly. Okay.
Yeah.
So Philly trades up one spot ahead of the Steelers and snags Mekhi Lemon, the USC wide receiver. We've already mentioned that. That kind of sucks, but whatever.
Shook a lot of Pittsburgh fans' hearts, but
Bye-bye AJ Brown in Philly.
Yeah.
You're going to be a Patriot post June 1, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Plus,
then
they've already got a true number 1 guy there. I still think Smith is better.
Yeah. Number 21, Steelers take Arizona State offensive tackle Max Iheanacho. He is big as well.
I don't think he's going to play tackle.
I think he's probably going to play guard in place of Isaac Seumalo, I would have to guess. But who knows, with it being unknown how long Broderick Jones is going to be injured for with the neck thing. I mean, you never know, especially you draft Jennings Dunker later in the draft. I mean, you can't not play that guy. Come on now.
Yeah.
Number 22, the LA Chargers get, I think, great positional value and great draft value overall at 22 by selecting Akeem Mesidor, Ruben Baines, compatriot on the other edge for Miami.
They just so shook out that, in my opinion, the BPA there was the position of need for them. Like,
yeah.
Excuse me. I truly think that the Chargers, I don't know. Their drafts always confuse me because it's like the past 3 years I've been like the Chargers had a really good draft, and then half of them don't end up working out, or if they do, it's a Quentin Johnston situation where it takes them 3 years to figure it out,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they've kind of missed that little window they were shooting for, even though they're still competitive. Very weird team, the Chargers.
Very weird. 23, Dallas. Another great pick for their defense. UCF edge Malachi Lawrence. Great pick. Number 24, Cleveland selecting Texas A&M wide receiver Casey Concepcion. Also great value for the spot. Honestly, a very good pick, in my opinion.
He's so fast, dude.
He is very fast.
So
25, Chicago takes Oregon safety by way of Purdue, Dylan Thieneman, who is, I wanted to be a Viking just so the Vikings could have another white safety that hits good. Like, I wanted it so bad,
yeah.
but it did not crack out that way. Number 26, Houston, addressing a massive need by taking Georgia Tech offensive lineman Kalen Rutledge to play guard for them.
In my opinion, he is the best offensive lineman in
maybe this way CJ Stroud won't commit 9 turnovers in 2 playoff games back to back.
He won one.
Don't know.
They won one of those.
Miami at 27 did the thing. They took Chris Johnson. Let's go.
Yeah, they did.
Shout out CJ 2K, baby. No, San Diego State cornerback Chris Johnson goes to Miami at number 27. I don't think Miami could have made a bad pick in this first round. They literally need everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything could have been bad for them. I think it would have been good for them to draft somebody for Malik Willis to throw the football to, unless they plan on letting him throw it to Caden Proctor a couple times this year. But whatever. Number 28, Patriots draft offensive tackle from Utah, Caleb Lomu. Pretty much saying at this point, Will Campbell is probably going to be a guard now.
Yeah.
Because of the arm length thing, I would think. So
it's not like his underlying metrics are bad. It's a positional fit thing. You just can't.
Yeah.
Which
it'll be interesting.
Good for them. They made the Super Bowl and they added the top 10 offensive linemen in this class. That's exactly what competing teams should do, in my opinion.
Yeah. Number 29, where we usually expect the Chiefs to be drafting, but they traded up to get this pick. Taking Clemson defensive tackle Peter Woods. Very highly touted prospect over the past couple of years. Did not quite end up living up to the draft type, but I think is a very solid guy to slide in behind Chris Jones to learn from him. The Chiefs have effectively retooled their defense for this coming season.
That's what I'm saying. This sneaky retool that the Chiefs are about to pull off, people are going to be really, really upset about it. Because I like both of their picks.
What, you mean when the Chiefs are probably...
I like every pick they made in the top 3 rounds. Like, they're just that...
So you mean people are going to be really upset because the Chiefs are probably going to be back in the conference championship in this year or next year?
Yeah, it might not, like you said, it might not be this next season, because I'll give Mahomes a full season of coming off an ACL.
Yeah.
But after that, some of these guys maturing, another year of picks to kind of get some youth, it's going to be nasty.
Yeah. Number 30, the New York Jets were dealing in this first round, trading up for effectively their 3rd first-round pick of this draft, and selecting another very good weapon. You got Garrett Wilson, you got Kenyon Sadiq, and now you also have Indiana wide receiver Omar Cooper Jr. in that room.
Very fun.
Jets offense could be super fun, could be absolutely terrible, like always. Probably
all depends on who's throwing the football.
Yep, pretty much. Number 31, Tennessee, also trading back up into the first round to take Auburn edge rusher Keldrick Falk. I think that is a great move up by Tennessee. Some people anticipated Keldrick Falk to go somewhere in the teens or the early to mid 20s, and he makes it to 31, and Tennessee goes up and catches him in the midst of his fall. Great pick. And then to round out the first round of the NFL draft, the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks take Jadarian Price, the second Notre Dame running back to go in the first round of the draft this year.
I think it's funny that they did that because they lost Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker, who split a lot of time with Zach Charbonnet. So what do? They take a guy out of college who's a little raw but highly touted behind the main back to kind of usher in as that second running back behind Charbonnet and kind of split carries again. It's a weird thing that they got going on there, but I trust McDonald. I mean, they just won a Super Bowl.
Exactly. All right, EJ, before we get into hockey, I got to pay the bills. So
yeah,
let me pull some stuff up here, and then I will.
While you're pulling that up, I want to go over this because my team didn't have a first round pick this year. I kind of just sat back and enjoyed the first round as it was. Packers, with their first pick all the way down as pick 20 in round 2. Brandon Cece, or Cisse, I believe is how you say it. Cornerback out of South Carolina.
Yeah, I think so.
Loved it. The only guy I would have really preferred is if we got Pawns, who went to the Jets 2 picks earlier. I've been eyeing him up since the national championship game. I thought he was locked down. I thought he was excellent. So D'Angelo Pawns is the one guy I would have liked. I watched a little tape on Cisse after the draft. I didn't hate what I was seeing, and the rest of their picks were pretty solid. Lots of late round stuff. Not that I want to waste everyone's time with Packers news, but there was one particular guy who I wanted everyone to look out for because I think he is going to be nuts with guys like Sorrell and obviously Micah Parsons. Danny Dennis Sutton out of Penn State just breeds edge rushers. And Parsons in that locker room being a Penn State guy, woof. I think he's going to eat. I think that is a real big steal late in their fourth round. Just keep your eyes on.
Alrighty, I will go ahead here. This episode of Tailgate Talks, as always, is sponsored by DeFrisher Recycling and Junk Removal. DeFrisher is a family-run business out of Greenville, PA, that provides services such as vehicle purchasing, scrap metal purchasing, appliance removal, junk removal, garbage services, dumpster rentals, curbside pickups, house, garage, and building cleanouts, and demolition around the Greenville and Pittsburgh areas. If you or anyone you know are in need of any of these services, check out the links in the description down below. Go to their website or their Facebook page, get in contact with DeFrisher today, see if they provide their services in your area. Thank you, DeFrisha, as always, for sponsoring this episode of Tailgate Talks. And also a very special thank you to our second sponsor of Tailgate Talks, that being LaSpada Contracting and Landscaping. Call or text LaSpada for all renovation needs, including decks, fences, patios, retaining walls, flooring, bathrooms, kitchens, and more. That number is 412-508-1669. It will be down in the description down below. They serve households within an hour drive of downtown Pittsburgh. Thank you to DeFrisha and LaSpada for sponsoring this episode of Tailgate Talks. As always,